for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 6/2/25.
GSX Lynn Haven, WFLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! Hot tub! I'm full of water! I stay hot tub! Stay hot tub! Hot tub! Hot tub! I'm gonna make you sweat! Stay hot tub!
Don't make me sweat! Make me sweat!
Check in the hot tub!
Yeah!
Really make me sweat!
Yeah!
Check in the hot tub!
Get in!
Really make me wet!
Yeah! Well. Good morning.
What a
Welcome to
weekend, what a
104.3.
weekend. Holy cow, what a weekend.
Let's talk about the Gulf Coast Jam. Everybody had a great time. I heard everything was great. The weather was nice, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy yourself?
Let me tell you what.
I can't hear.
First of all,
Now I can.
turn your thing on.
Yeah.
I'll speak into the microphone.
My thing is, Chad, your thing on?
No comment.
I want to thank you for wasn't this radio station, all of our winners. That was Coach James Hale who procured, is that the right word, Doc? All the tickets and all that, and it was all on you, and you did a hell of a job, and I really appreciate it. My family who got to go to all 4 nights there, we appreciate you getting tickets, and I'm sure our listeners, winners, they appreciated it and had a good time.
Where
you.
are my tickets?
Yeah.
ThanI try to take care of people I really like.
Yeah.
The people I really truly
my tickets?
like, I try to take care of.
And you did. Hats off.
Oh, Chad.
I didn't know anything about these tickets.
What? What tickets? What? Hey, listen.
That's supposed to say that on Tuesday, wasn't it?
I took care of him for the Tennessee-Alabama game, all right? Did he take me to lunch that day?
Hey,
Did he take me to lunch on that day? No.
John, I'm there at the restaurant and texting him, where are you?
Yeah, he stopped on the other side of Tuscaloosa. I'm out here out in the boondocks. Can you come meet me? I tell you, we did have a good time at that Alabama-Tennessee game, though. That was fun.
Absolutely, we did.
Your wife didn't seem like she was having a good time, though. I think
She's an Auburn fan.
I think she was pulling for Tennessee. I think
She might have
was.
been.
I hope we get to give away some college football game tickets this season. I think
that would be fun.
I think we need to light a fire
We
under
might do
somebody's
it.
butt and get something like that going.
We might do that. But we hope everybody had a great time at the Gulf Coast Jam. Everything I heard was outstanding. We got to give a shout to Richard Sanders. All the things he's done through his career. You know, he was one of the first ones to bring in the guy my wife loves. Who did I tell you it was? He's married to that famous lady.
Oh, Keith Urban.
Keith Urban, yeah. I like Keith Urban. He's going to be the guy on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I got to go next year. Julie already said we're going to go.
And Chris Stapleton, that's going to be another one that's there next year.
Ooh, baby.
Wow.
And,
Keith
and
Urban, Chris
that's a
Stapleton.
big name.
But
right
what I was
there.
talking about, though, Richard got him before he was a big superstar. He started out down here when nobody knew who he really was. And Richard did that. Richard is incredible. You know, he's going to retire. I hate that he's going to retire. They ought to do something. You people, all you politicians, you need to do something for Richard Sanders. We need to name something after him or have a special day just for him. The guy's an incredible man.
We need a president of music.
Yes, he can be the president of Bay County. I love that guy, Richard Sanders. Georgia Tech himself. He got mad. I picked Georgia Tech to lose. He texted me. And I said, okay, I'll go back and change my
So
pick.
it was all your fault.
Yeah. What about Jen McFadder? What about Jen McFadder? Did you see her? I don't know. Who's the big star that was singing last night?
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, right? He did a great job.
Oh,
Did you see her? She's right. I mean, they're like.
He was singing to her.
He was singing to her.
He
was singing to Jen.
Yeah.
He was singing to her.
He was singing to
She
her.
had on a green dress, her pretty blonde hair. Beautiful lady. Beautiful lady. Her son's the stud basketball player at Mosley. Set the record for scoring, all those things. Her husband's a great lawyer. Wonderful family. Great. Got a beautiful daughter. Beautiful family. They did a great job raising both those kids. But I actually bought her Highlander for Julie way back. I don't know. It's been a while now. But what wonderful people. And he just sang right to her. It was an Alabama song that he was singing.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I forget what song you
Was it Dixieland? It wasn't Dixieland Delight. Maybe it was. I don't know. But he was singing a song.
Rich Boys.
One of Alabama's favorite songs. I love Alabama. But anyway, she's singing. Dr. Chad Mitchell, she's singing to Jen. She looked good, and she starts he pointed at her, she pointed at him, and her picture's on the huge video.
I'm going to guess she got an autograph somewhere along the line.
I want to know who got her tickets. My goodness, that's about the best tickets you can get. She was was on stage.
It obviously wasn't you.
Yeah, they were
Thank you, Chad.
Hey, my tickets were good.
Yeah,
I'm never going to complain.
I was impressed with him singing to her. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So the whole event was crazy.
What a great job.
And then they had, before the main acts come on, they had drones do their thing out there. And I've seen some drones do some pretty cool things, but they had a little, towards the back of the venue, they had the drones come up, and they did, some cubicles and spheres or whatever, and I thought, big deal. And then all of a sudden they burst into this palm tree with the sunset behind it, and dolphins jumping, and I was like, holy cow, I've never seen anything like that.
You see me behind the stage.
Was that you?
That was me.
They also go deep into Russia and get bombers.
Man, they put a beating down on Russia. Russia got their defense didn't play very well. There was a lot of stuff going on over there. Now FSU doesn't play today because they won. They won the region.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see it? I watched it last night.
Well, I'm going to let you talk about that when we do the FSU update. But, man, baseball's going on, softball's going on, everything's going on. All right, let me get my little notes here. There's a couple things I want to talk about.
Kentucky men's
Kentucky baseball did well. They did well. They're out now. They didn't make it to the regions, but they did. They did good.
They still did good.
They did good. But listen, I want a couple things I want to think about tonight. You know what? I'll hold off on that. Gulf Coast Jam was great. Everybody had a wonderful time. I didn't hear anything there. Now, they did have an episode where the lightning came in, got too close.
Friday.
They had to get out, evacuate, get out.
Oh, and
that was a nightmare, I'm sure.
That could have been done a little better.
Well, no matter what you do, it's going to be tough with that.
When it comes to evacuation. But they had everybody going one way, and then all of a sudden they opened up gates the other way.
Yeah.
And they had people crisscrossing and smashing into each other. And then they had nowhere to go. So what did they do? They grabbed their chairs, and this is not Gulf Coast Jam's fault. This is idiots' fault. They were leaning up against the big chain link fence.
That was me.
I told several of them, I said, this is not a good place for you to be. I mean,
you never grab anything metal, ever.
Those fences
help us out. Who would go grab a fence?
The fences aren't grounded anywhere. You got to drive a stake into the ground 32 inches in order to make a lightning rod.
33.
A proper ground.
They changed it to 33.
Did they change it? They did in Florida, probably.
Yeah.
But people were climbing on the fences and leaning up against
33 and a half, actually.
And I walked by him and I said, don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong.
Yeah,
don't
get away from the fence.
And then, they climb, and then you could see the light come on in the top of their head. Go, oh, yeah. This is a big chain link.
You don't want to be
around
a bunch of people. You want to get, kind of kneel down. You don't want to sit. You don't want to lay flat on the ground. You want to get we call the Chad Mitchell position, the squatting.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
Yeah. But that lightning's deadly, man. That scares me. But it wasn't that bad. They only had a couple strikes. They got back in there. Everything went good. I heard everything. Everything I heard was really outstanding. Carla works down at J. Michael. She said it was unbelievable. My granddaughters went, but it was really good. Now, the pirate show is starting tonight. Dolly's going to be in town this week. Dolly Parton herself will be in town this week.
That's a pretty cool looking building.
We got to go in it.
Oh, yeah?
Heather works down there. She was one of our former students at Arnold. Loved Heather. She's a great kid. Anyway, we got to go through before it was completely built, Julie and I went through they showed around. Channel 13 was down there. We were there representing ESPN radio. So we went down there and looked at everything. They got a cage there outdoors for the little, what's the animals? sea lions, I guess what it is, with
Seals.
outside seals, whatever. And then they'll have a place for them inside the facility also. It was really cool. But it's huge. But you know what's so impressive, that place, was the kitchen was unbelievably big. I couldn't. Boy, they're going to feed what almost 3,000 people. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to go tonight. This is Julie's birthday week. It's not birthday for her; it's a birthday week. Yeah, she makes sure
celebrate half birthday.
She'll celebrate
He
for a
spoils
week.
her so much.
I do. It's amazing. I made the bed up this morning. It was incredible.
You did what?
I did.
And showed up for work early.
Wait, you made it up
Showed
with her
up.
I got here early today, man.
Doc.
I was here because I
It
didn't.
was 15 minutes early.
Because I didn't do anything last night. Listen to this. I'm watching the baseball games. I watched Southern Mississippi. They beat one team. Then they had to play Miami for the championship. Or no, they got to play Miami again today. They beat Miami bad. So I'm watching the game. I'm happy. Get a phone call. Lorelei wants to spend a night. Oh, okay, great. You know where she's at? Her, Leighton, Mariah, they're at Gulf Coast Jam. Lorelei, I got to get out. I'm tired of this. I want to come home. So I had to go get up, get dressed, miss the game, go pick her up, bring her home. What does she want to do? Does she want to watch baseball? No. Papa, let's watch a movie. God, dog it. I said, all right, baby girl. So we watched the movie. We had a great time, though. I love my baby. She's a good girl. But anyway, I want to go back and say again, if you're just turning in, Jim McFadden, or whatever she does, however her connections are, you need to rub up against her, get some of that magical dust. Blake Shelton was singing to her, personally singing to her.
Oh, yeah.
At Gulf Coast Jam in front of, 20,000 people?
Sure, at
least. Yeah, it was packed out.
It was packed.
And she's a superstar.
He said he couldn't even believe it. He was like, turn on the lights that go all the way back, on top of everybody.
Blake Shelton did?
Yeah, he had them turn on all the lights back there. He said, I cannot believe you people been partying for 4 days out here. And it's a Sunday night. And it's, 10 o'clock or whatever, 9:30.
What time is he coming in here this morning? We got him lined up, or is he coming
He
tonight?
should be at the door just about any minute.
Well, hold on, Blake Shelton. Hope we'll get him in here today. I tell him I might be busy. I'm not sure I can work him in. Chad,
He knows,
we
he
gotta
knows.
get
He
Chad.
already told me.
We're
He said,
working
"Look,
in for the FSU update.
Chad might not want him in
it's
here.
It's very clear what's going on now.
Chad, Jen has more pull than you. In Bay County, I
I
thought it
don't
was
doubt
you.
that. I don't doubt that.
It will. I guarantee you, though, if there'd been a female up there singing, she'd have came and grabbed you. I guarantee you that. That is a
She
fact.
rubbed that head.
What, did you say we had a phone call?
Yeah, we got a call.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sounds like a big party at the world's most beautiful beach.
You missed it,
Meanwhile,
Mike. You missed it. You should have been here.
Tennessee is walking in runs to keep Wake Forest alive.
Let me
And
tell
the
you.
video review officials from the World Cup have invaded NCAA softball.
And the SEC is the most overrated conference in everything. Football, baseball, except basketball. We are a basketball conference.
Yeah, I tell you what, those Sankeys got them hacked off. The Sanky Panky, we're going to Spanky. But the ACC is so fake. I'm calling from the heart of ACC country. I mean, I used to could hit a driver and a 5-iron and hit Wake Forest, which right now, that's not a bad idea. But they have no facilities at Duke, so they couldn't host. They beat Georgia, didn't they?
Yes, thank you.
Somebody beat Georgia.
Yeah.
That's good. Glad to hear it. Actually, Wake Forest has a stadium that the city gave them many years ago that they haven't done anything to. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, of all people, who got swept, or not swept.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, limited.
Yeah, I do, because Vanderbilt does stuff like that. They would have lost to Michigan or somebody in the Super Regional anyway. I mean, they had David Price
wait. But
and
that's
lost to Michigan.
I mean, we're talking baseball, right? I mean, that's an
I'm
ACC
talking
team.
baseball also, yeah.
Yeah, Louisville is an ACC team.
So you're saying the ACC is
Florida.
better than
I remember
SEC.
them in the Metro 7. I'm living in the glory years of the Metro. But I'll tell you what Vandy did do. They took out some boxwoods in right field and put in bleachers all the way around. See, the NCAA knows what assets are. They're kind of slow to make rules and to punish people, but they know that 30 times 1 is $30 and exponentially out. apparently in the ACC, they're too busy. Pro Humanitate is a Wake Forest thing. I'm worried about the game, though. I went over and beat up a couple of pro-Palestinian protesters and stole their worry beads. So I'm going to sit here and pray to whoever. Anyway, y'all, hey, by the way, avoid my ex-wife. She's coming down there for the first time in like 30 years. She'll be looking out, where's the Ocean Opera? What happened to it? Anyway, all right, y'all have a great one. Enjoy life, and don't, watch out for gators. By the way, the Mosses, they need Cooper right now, apparently.
Yeah, no doubt. Him and Eli need to get in there right now.
Exactly.
We'll get Cooper in here Thursday.
I'll tell you, well, let me tell you real quick one, Coach, about a real man who had committed to Vanderbilt about 15 years ago, and he got drafted by the Braves. I knew his dad. He lived in a certain state that borders Alabama and Mississippi. Anyway, and he said, his dad, I said, well, he didn't want to go to Vanderbilt. And he said, Coach, he did not grow up wanting to be a Vandy Commodore. He grew up wanting to be an Atlanta Brave. They drafted him. He signed. We did it. Well, he got injured. You know, it happens. He never made it to the majors. But, you know, you want to make it to the big leagues, baby.
Yeah.
Just like y'all are. Y'all are in the big leagues.
Yes.
Keep up the good work. Y'all are awesome. I'm not blowing smoke up your skirt to mix metaphors. And I'll be in better shape next time I call as opposed to last Friday. We won't go into what was going on, but John knows. He'll tell you off here. Y'all have a great one.
Bye. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness, man. We get back, I do got to speak about a gator, one particular gator in particular. All right, let's talk about some of our great people, the one and only, the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. You think I'm kidding. People come from miles away to visit with him, to have him, those magical hands to touch him. Look what's your shirt say right now?
It says my Robot MD shirt on, right?
Ask me what I have on.
Wait a minute.
Ask me, you know,
It's not a Robot MD shirt.
Ask him what I have on, Wildcat. Look, what do I have on?
What do you have on?
What's it say?
I can't read it. You got
Michigan.
Your fat's kind of rolling the shirt up.
That's muscle. That's muscle. My Michigan shirt, because Michigan Eddie gave me this shirt. This is in honor of him today.
It's a six-pack, all
He
right.
was bragging on Chad Mitchell so much on a group text. His son's back. We can't really talk about the surgery, but anyway, Chad worked on him. He's back better than ever. And he was just on and on about Chad Mitchell. My daughter's coming from Birmingham, Alabama to be touched by this magical man right here. Chad, what's the best way for the common folk to get up with Chad Mitchell?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
Robotmd.com. He can do it all, man. The guy is incredible. I'm not just kidding you. He really is up and amazing. Oh, my goodness. She is up, my angel, Lorelei Hale. Papa, come get me. I'm through with the Gulf Coast Jam. And I did, and I missed all the baseball games. Love you, Lorelei. All right, let me talk about something else that Lorelei loves. She loves Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Perneau, the city commissioner over there, is incredible. But Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven is unreal. Go check it out. Watch the games today. Chad is going to talk about that in a minute. We got all kind of baseball games being played today, the championship games. Watch it at Beef O'Brady's. Have a great time. When you get through that, go. You know, I need to get Lorelei some jewelry. Let's go to David Adams. Let's go see Russ and Amber. Let's get a deal. They will.
They're having an estate sale. Starts today.
Baby.
You can get jewelry from $5 to whatever you want to spend down there. They have a large selection. It's an estate jewelry, so that means they can negotiate on prices. Father's Day is coming up. People are getting married. You can design your own engagement ring. They'll have it ready for you in 10 days. You just can't beat David Adams and designer jewelry.
We got to take Lorelei down there. I tell you what, Lorelei's got to watch this. She's always out in the pool. She's always out there. She made cheerleader too. But anyway, your skin. Lorelei, take care of that skin. Suntan lotion on. Make sure you take care of yourself this summer. Females have to worry about breast cancer. They have to worry about skin cancer. But we've got the answer for you. Dr. Ward, it takes 5 minutes, and it actually can save your life. If it doesn't look right, feel right, you go see Dr. Ward. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Go see him. I think she'll absolutely love your experience there. He's incredible. And again, good morning to my beautiful granddaughter, Lorelei Hale. Love her. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim McFadder, give us a call, man. I want to know how you get in with all these superstars. She's incredible.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Give credit. OKC is the best defensive team in the NBA. They're proving that. Now, that's not, a hot take when you go, how about we credit the defense? It's what's wrong with Anthony Edwards. I'm giving a whole lot of credit to OKC. I've often said many times, don't let the best player beat you.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 86 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 73. The same tomorrow around 86 with sunshine and a wind out of the southeast around 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny in the morning followed by a likelihood of thunderstorms Wednesday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com. On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio, the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bum, 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 bum. And welcome back. This is the Laura and I Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest. We're going to the Pirate Show tonight. She's got to drive with her papa. I want her to drive with me. She's going to sit by her papa tonight. All right, we got a phone call. Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
David Beck here.
Who is this?
David Beck.
Oh, what's up, big boy?
Not fun. Hey, I just had a question or two about Phil Robinson. And I didn't know if y'all had talked about that, him passing away. And I wanted to know was he a starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech or Raging Cajuns, or who did quarterback?
Oh, yeah. It was Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, he was ahead of Bradshaw.
Yeah, they were buddies, weren't they?
Yeah.
Him and Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the quarterback ahead of Bradshaw.
Well, what was he? What do they call him? The Duck...
Duck Commander.
Duck Commander, yeah.
Yeah, I have some of his duck calls.
Yep. Yeah. That was a sad deal. I hated that. Just sad.
And he was, 78? I think he was 78 years old.
Yeah.
Great man. Great man.
He was. Anyway, the last time I'd seen him on A&E, it was like, he wasn't there. He was real quiet, and, you could tell there was something wrong, but it was it was just a sad day to lose him.
Yeah. All the good ones are going, man. Sad. I worry about Chad.
Chad's healthy.
Why did you look at me that way for, Chad?
I'm like, does he know something I don't know?
You're doing good. Hey, are you feeling pretty good? You doing good?
Oh, yeah. Hanging in there.
You playing more softball?
No, but I heard about a guy playing... they called him KP. He's Ralph Vogler's, I think, his son-in-law. He plays with a big-time team with Kyle Pearson down south. They make about $50,000 a year.
Wow.
Hitting that softball. Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
And, of course, they can play now. Let me tell you, Kyle Pearson, he can hit that thing a mile. Can. But, they play...
Dave, you ought to watch Wildcat play softball. You talking about a swing. He is incredible.
I throw my hips into it.
He does. He knows how to
All the way
step.
to the
He
ground.
rotates those hips, steps into the pitch. The guy was an incredible athlete back in the day.
Going.
Gone. Now, Chad was a catcher. Chad could do it all. He could pitch, catch, first base, you name it, steal bases. He steals a lot of things.
He's such a nice guy. He brings them back, though.
He stole a lot of women's hearts back in the day.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, I got to ask you something. You talking about losing things? This is kind of sad. They and I think it's real. At first you look at some of these things. Is this the real deal? Then they said it was, and I started going back, and I think it really was. Down in Lake Wells, Florida, where I don't know if you heard about this. This gator was huge, and it killed a lady. Well, they videoed it. They recovered the cell phone. She's videoing it. She goes, "Oh my God, look at the size of this gator." He's up on the. No, this is no kid now. He's up on the side of the bank. He comes into the water, and you can see him hearing her talking. Their video. He's getting in front of them, the canoe, and then it goes. The phone goes nuts. And what he did, they actually rolled over this 11-foot gator.
He just used that pail and knocked him
down. He got her. The husband survived. The lady did not. And I think they killed a couple of them. They got the right one, the real big one. They got him. And but you should have seen that big boy laying up on the shore there. And he did. He turned, looked right at him, went right in the water, got ahead of that canoe, and he was going after him, man. That was in.
Someday people will take heed. Gators
you got to be careful with little kids. Any fresh water, and I will say in the Southeast, they have it happen in South Carolina. Alabama's got them. Mississippi, they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh water, you got to be careful. Your kids, your dogs, everything. They're there. We got too many now.
They had they're fixing to try to open up another bear season. Well,
they need to, yeah.
All right. They opened the one up several years ago. They killed over 300 bears in one day.
Wow.
Around this county.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot of bears. That's a lot of bears.
Well, you know what's so sad? We've built up we're building apartments. Every other day there's an apartment building going up somewhere instead of houses. Anyway, they're building too much. They have no place to hunt. They have no place to live. I feel bad for them. The bears are okay. I don't like gators anymore. When I saw them kill those dogs, I was like, I don't like this. They're sneaky. They're fast. You can't get away from them. They're incredible.
Yeah, and if you out there fishing and one submerged up pretty close to a buddy of mine and I, we out there, and he was scared to death of them. And I said, we got to go. I said, because the sea was about 20 yards from us. I don't know how big this gator was, but I've been around some big gators before. My buddy and I and a friend of mine, all three of us in an aluminum boat.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one come off the bank over at Horseshoe Creek above Sandy Creek.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big this gator was, but he got up on all fours, and he went under the boat. And I said, let's get from here.
Hey, you know what?
Have a chance.
That made me think of something down, again, back in Lake Wells. I'm on this Lake Pier. I can't remember the lake. But anyway, it was me and my father-in-law. Mating season. We're out there. There's one particular lake, no dogs, nobody.
Is that what happened to you?
Nobody swims. I wouldn't visit a doctor. I wouldn't visit a doctor. Anyway, these gators started they're vibrating and all that stuff. It scared us to death. We said, we got that boat and we got out of there. Matter of fact, we got out of the lake and everything. That one particular, I can't think of the name of it, but that thing was known back in the early 80s to have a lot of gators. I bet they're overrun now. You had a dog, you lived in that way, the dog's going to be gone.
Have you ever heard a diesel, semi, what they call a Jake brake? When it backs off, well, an alligator makes that same
What's that?
noise.
Did that sound one more time?
He goes, like that.
That's pretty good.
They call it a Jake brake.
Jake brake.
Yeah, and an alligator sounds just like that thing.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
Chad makes that sound every once in a while in here.
That's a good way to describe it. only when Coach scratches Chad's belly.
Hey, listen, we got to take a break. I'm glad you're doing well, man. Thank you for calling.
Go Noles. I hope they can go. I wish they would just something good in the World Series for one time.
You know, Chad was over there at the game and started all kind of trouble. Before Chad started running his mouth in the stands, we wouldn't have had all that stuff going on. That goes back to Chad Mitchell, as far as you know. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling, man. You have a good day.
Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want to have a great day, you got to go to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. They got the best happy hour anywhere. You buy one, get one free. House wine, draft beer, margaritas. Go check it out. Great place to have birthday parties. Every Thursday night karaoke. Go check it out. They got a new one on Front Beach Road, 10908 Front Beach Road. Park in the back. That place is a great facility. But my favorite, it's right across the Navy base over here on Navy Drive, Thomas Drive, whatever you want to call it. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. And my favorite place, my favorite man, the legendary Jay Michaels, the man in black. His life story, they can make a movie about him. He lived the American dream. The guy's incredible. It's extremely successful. Food's incredible. The ice cold beer, best seafood, the legendary Jay Michaels. The special days, red beans and rice. Go check it out. It's incredible. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kowaleski can make that happen for you. Jason will be with us tomorrow. We'll be right back. 104.3. We got another caller? ESPN, give us a call, 215-6290. Did you go to Gulf Coast Jam? Did you have fun?
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Get ready for your next adventure and discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia today. Check out the 2025 SUV family. The road is yours. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. Now offering 1.9% APR up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage or a 2025 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind that you can trust. Bill Bird Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. See us today.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage and a 2025 Sorento with $1,748 per month per 1,000 financed in 60 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 6/2/25.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU gets it done. Get out to Newbies, have a great, I tell you what, a lot of people, I'm talking a lot of people stayed late for all this great shows, a great Gulf Coast Jam, the legendary Gulf Coast Jam, but guess where they headed afterwards? They all go down to Newbies, they have a great time. Keep the party rolling. Mrs. Newbies, the mothership, they had a
50-year anniversary.
Those people are incredible. How many businesses do you know that have gone 50 years? How many legendary doctors do you know that's taking care of Bay County students for 26 years? Matter of fact, anybody for any state, anywhere for 26 years. We got the legend right beside us, Dr. Chad Mitchell. Now, we didn't have a chance. We need to talk about that car wreck up in Gatlinburg. We get a chance. Let's make sure we go back to that.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, but right now, we've talked about Gators. We talked about Gulf Coast Jam. Jen, how did you get up there, that famous singer? And also, we've talked about the pirate show we're going to tonight with Lorelei. But now let's bring on a great caller, the one and only Cincinnati Red. Where is Cincinnati Red at? We got him. Good morning.
Coach Hale, Cincy Chris, how you doing?
Now we changed it. Cincinnati Red. Cincinnati, get it? Baseball red. Get it?
Red legs.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Hey, Chris, what you doing, buddy?
Do you remember which Ohio University I played baseball for last week? Do you remember what I told you?
Yes, Ohio of Ohio.
No. Okay, you got that wrong. Do you know who knocked Vanderbilt out of the NCAA tournament?
No.
Yeah, he does. He's lying.
Who was it?
He's crying.
Who was it?
Do you know who the first in flight was? For which famous brothers were first in flight?
Oh, that's right. Wright State. I'm sorry. You're right. You did bring that up last week.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes, sir.
And they eliminated Vanderbilt.
Can you believe that?
They should have won on Friday.
What?
That ball was foul.
Who are they playing Friday? Who was that?
Vanderbilt. They should have beat Vanderbilt
yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just stayed in the winner's bracket.
Yep, and then they probably would have lost to Louisville. But anyways, I'll keep this short because I know you got to go over Florida State. Coach Hale, if Southern Miss wins, you're hosting the Super Regional. I don't know if you know that or not.
No, I did not know that. Is that for sure?
Yes, because Louisville is the 2 seed. So you and Randy will be going back and forth with each other because Louisville will be going to Southern Miss if they beat Miami today.
And when's that start? Friday?
Yeah.
Dang, I'll be over in Mississippi anyway. I might go up there and watch some of that.
And then I'm not trying to steal Doc's thunder or let him go over Florida State, but if Oregon State loses, Florida State's hosting the Super Regional. So I was there this weekend. Mississippi State's interim head coach I played with him at Wright State, so I was there for the Northeastern game.
Whoa, go back. You played with the guy? That's awesome.
Yeah,
What's he like?
Yeah.
What is he?
He's 38 years old and he's the head coach of Mississippi State. What do you think he's like?
Well, he got ejected in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he's pretty level-headed. He never loses school, right?
I don't know where he's going to be next year. You know, he's not linked to the job right now. I think he needed to make it to the World Series for them to even think about it. That's a $1.5 million job, and there's not. The SEC and the ACC can offer so much more money than any of the other programs. So he's going to have to win somewhere else before he gets a head coaching job. But he's been a pitching coach in the SEC for the last 3 years. 1 for South Carolina and 2 for Mississippi State.
Wow, that's incredible. I didn't know you. I didn't know that about you and him. That's incredible.
Yeah, he was a great baseball player. He was drafted in the 5th round. Played in the Diamondbacks organization for a little bit.
Did you get to talk to him? Did you get to speak to him
before the Northeastern game? Yeah, and then I wanted to say bye to him after the game, and the ushers kicked me out because they were getting ready for the championship game that night. So, but yeah, I got to speak with him before the game yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see him on Friday. It was just too busy and everything. So,
well, how bad were you there when they had all the ejections and everybody would?
No. I couldn't do a doubleheader, man. That first game started at 12. The second game started at 6. That's a long day in Tallahassee right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. You knew him like that. Were you a pretty good player?
I was all right. You know, if you talk to anyone that played college baseball, they'll know that when I say I only got 60 at bats in my entire career, that's like half a season for someone that's good and starts every day. So, but I got about 60 at bats in my career, so I was all right.
Well, I tell you what, you should see his dad. His dad looked like he still play. How old is your dad, by the way?
70. He turned 70. He just turned 72, actually, in May.
That's incredible. I mean, he looks good. I mean, you do too. I mean, y'all got good bloodlines. There's no doubt. That's a good breeding going right there.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach. I'll let Doc get into Florida State. Just hey, can you say my university one more time for me?
Wright State, baby. Awesome. They're incredible. They know how to fly.
All right, Coach.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Cincinnati Red. Cincinnati Chris. I like the Cincinnati Red better, don't you?
Cincinnati Red Leg.
Yeah, we'll call him Cincinnati Red Chris. Chris Red, Cincinnati Red Chris. I don't know. Yeah, I saw him at Bay Point at a Easter egg hunt one time. He came up and talked to me, and that's back. Remember when he was going nuts about his football team, and I said they didn't deserve to be there? I think Alabama beat them pretty bad. I think that's who it was. Anyway. All right, Chad, what you got for us today on FSU?
So, FSU wins the Tallahassee Regional for college baseball, moving on to the super finals. They're waiting to see the winner of that Oregon State and I think USC game to determine, who's going to have the home field advantage, that kind of thing, and that kind of thing. So FSU's waiting on another game. But anyway, they win 3 straight to get there. So they beat Bethune-Cookman 6-2. That was on Friday. Then on Saturday, they beat Mississippi State and then beat Mississippi State a second time. They beat them the first time 10-3, second time 5-2. That was yesterday. A lot of ejections I say a lot. There were 3, I think.
Yeah,
and
baseball
and
is
a coach.
Yeah.
But it was in the 9th inning, and Florida State had their reliever in, and there were a couple of what I would call a bad call, where the ump calls a strike and it looks like it missed the plate, and you can't argue against the Mississippi State player that he gets called on a 3rd strike right there and it's not on the plate.
Right.
Even the commentators were talking about it, but don't lose your cool.
Yeah.
Lose with class. If you're gonna lose with class.
It's best not to say anything.
Yep, it is. As much as you want to bite your lip. But anyway,
it's hard to do.
Congratulations to the Florida State Seminoles. They're back headed, getting back close to the World Series part of it. They're in the Super Regionals, so they've just got to beat whoever the winner of the USC.
I'm wondering if Bill Allen and Greg Bernick are okay with it. They're pretty, they might have been the reason they had problems over there. They're very vocal, both of them. So hopefully
they're both troublemakers.
They are. There's no doubt. They stir the pot. So hopefully they'll behave themselves.
And you're all worried about the SEC. Auburn makes it. Auburn's going to be playing Coastal Carolina, and then Arkansas made it. And Tennessee's still got to play Wake Forest. They may make it.
I hope Ryan can get over there to a game. I think, you got to win. And
then Ole Miss. Don't forget Ole Miss. Ole Miss can do it too.
Explain something to everybody out there now. So a lot of people don't know this, and a lot do. Double elimination. So it's so important to win that first game.
Exactly.
Talk about that.
You get momentum with that.
Because, and
if you end up in the loser's bracket, every game you play is like overly important.
Then you're going to have to play twice one day.
Yeah, when you meet the winner from the loser's bracket, you've got to beat them 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And good teams can do that, but man,
that's tough,
if your team's kind of borderline, you're good enough to be there, but you're playing a really good team. It's almost impossible.
You know about baseball. You played it. Now, I'm concerned about my Eagles. Southern Mississippi, they beat Alabama. Then they had to turn around after they lost the first. They had to beat the team from New York. Then an hour late, 55 minutes later, they had to play Miami. They put it on Miami. It was 17 to whatever. Now, did they use everything they had?
Well, that's what you always worry about, and some would argue that that's what Miami did the game before.
Yeah.
They won 14-1 over Columbia, and then they play Southern Miss and lose 17-6. It's hard to say. I think Southern Miss has got a very good baseball team.
They were crushing them all, man.
Hey, I think Southern Miss has the advantage right
Watch
here.
out for the Auburn Tigers also. We get back, we'll talk to a really great, this guy even knows more than we do when we get back. Rob Master is going to be on in just a second, and he can tell us everything that happened in Tallahassee. He can tell us everything that happened anywhere. The guy's incredible. All right, Chad, what's the best way to get up to you for real?
Call Orthopedic Associates, 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
The heat is here, and you know it. I know it. Yellow Dog knows it. It is hot outside. If you have any kind of problem keeping that house cool, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Don't go with some national company. Go with local people you can trust. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew will come out. They'll execute a game plan. Your house will feel absolutely outstanding. Get it serviced right now. If you haven't done it yet, get it serviced. it's going to bring your power bill down. The unit you have will last longer. If you got an old one, it's time to get rid of it. Go with Stevenson Air Conditioners, one of the few things you can purchase that will pay for itself over a period of time. Stevenson Air Conditioners, number one, not even close. Also, Steve's Bike Shop. I love Steve. You know, he's a great swimming coach over there at Mosley. He's done so many great things in his life, but I tell you what, that guy can put together a bike. He can work on them. He can sell them. He can do it all. These electrical bikes are taking over the world. Steve's Bike Shop, right across from Sam's on 23rd Street. They've been serving Bay County 46 years, since 1979. If you're looking for a bike, it's Steve's Bike Shop. Also, I love Kyle Vandergriff, the local 115, every Wednesday all summer long. Trivia night. Go there, do very well. They're going to keep the scores of everybody. They've got a big, huge belt, like those rig wrestling or boxing belts. Your name will be on there. It will be up in the restaurant for a long time. You'll go in there, different types, and you will see your name up there. So get out there every Wednesday night, have a great time. You want the best gumbo. The crab cakes are incredible. Go check it out. Lunch specials, $14 and under. Wednesday through Sunday, a little local. 115. We will be right back. We got a phone call. Keep those calls coming. 215-6290, 104.3.
Patrick's here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. Aaron loves to make people think he's a mystery, and the media can't figure him out, and he does that because it invalidates us, and we're the one group of people he can't control. He's worshipped by football people. He's loved by teammates. The one group he can't control, us.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 86 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 73. The same tomorrow around 86 with sunshine and a wind out of the southeast around 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny in the morning followed by a likelihood of thunderstorms Wednesday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch thousands of movies on demand, all for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPN NW.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Go Gators! Not a Gator, you're a Gator hater. We got a caller.
No, not really. He's going to call back.
He's going to call or call back. 215-6290. Call back. We got a gift for you. Another Gulf Coast Jam 4. They call, man. We say that. They call it a heartbeat.
Some slightly used wristbands.
Yeah.
Slightly used.
Yeah, we got a videos we'll sell you. All right, Chad, what do you got for us? They let me down, man. The SEC, overrated. Overrated. You got to say that. 7 teams lost. 7. And most of them played at home. Go ahead. What you got for us on Florida Gators? I had the Gators winning that week conference over there, and they did.
Well, let's talk about softball. Let's get it out of the way. They lose Friday, and it's they lose by run rule to the Tennessee Vols. I can hear Mike now. Anyway, the Florida softball team loses 11-3 to Tennessee, and they are eliminated. Then the baseball team gets eliminated by East Carolina. Of course, they lost initially to East Carolina. Then they beat Fairfield. And then they lose to East Carolina. I guess this was yesterday, 11-4. And ends their hopes.
11-4.
Yep.
11-4.
11-4. So both the
can't wait to talk
softball
about the
team
award.
and the baseball team are out. It's a shame, but hey, we can start looking forward to football.
Let's get Lagway. Get him ready, baby. Get him ready.
Hope
Get
his
them
shoulder's
Gators.
good.
Gators are back.
Massage that shoulder. Let's get
We got to get our Arnold boys to Gainesville quickly. Moss, Eli, get up there, get to Gainesville, get
Moss
this thing.
Blair.
Blair. Let's get this thing turned around. I was disappointed in Florida. I thought they'd do better than that. But let's bring on right now everything you need to know about Gators, Snakes, Bears, FSU baseball, football, basketball, Florida Gators. Alabama Crimson Tide, the one and only.
Carl's,
women, anything you need to know.
Carpentry?
The only thing Rob didn't know is what happened in Ukraine. He didn't know they're going to take out Russia's nuclear bombers. You hear all this stuff? And you don't do it that way. You got to let us know what's going on when it's talking about any nuclear power should have been known. Let's bring him on now. Rob, what's going on? Were you behind the bombings? What's going on?
I don't listen to all that fake news stuff. If it ain't about Bay County, it don't bother me.
All right.
Where can you get good news about Bay County?
Right here.
You were talking about the incident yesterday at the FSU ball game. Okay.
Yes.
If you didn't watch it, Link Jarrett got thrown out in the first inning.
Right.
After the first inning, because their Mississippi State's pitcher, when he struck out one of FSU's players, he turns around and starts the last player of the inning. He starts to turn around and walk away, and the Mississippi State player comes off the mound, stomping his feet, screaming and hollering, get back to the dugout and doing the muscle thing and everything else. So the umpire actually followed him to the dugout, because before the tournament, they told everybody, said, you're not going to be showing up people throwing, flipping bats and doing all this other stuff. So when their coach came out and got on to the umpire for saying anything to him, that's when Jarrett went out and got into the umpire and told him, he said, look, you let this go on. Y'all told us we can't be doing this and trying to keep control and everything. So anyway, he threw Jarrett out.
Wow.
Well, then in the top of the 8th inning, FSU scores 3 runs, and the wheels kind of just fell off of Mississippi State. FSU, it was tied up 2-2, and FSU got a runner on first, tried to bunt, and bunted it, did a terrible bunt
right
back
to the pitcher. Yeah.
Right back to the pitcher. He whirls around, throws it into center field.
Yeah.
So the wheels just kind of come off, and FSU scores 3 runs. So FSU brings in their closer, and he throws 2 strikes right down the gut, and one the guy whiffed at, and he just couldn't hit it. So it's an 0-2 count, and he crowds the plate. The catcher puts his mitt up there, and I will say it was right on the edge. But when you're in that situation, it's too close to take.
Exactly.
And he just stood right there and watched it. The umpire rings him up. He turns around and gets right in the umpire's face, and he told him, he says, you can't do that. I could read his lips. You can't do that. That's a ball. And then the umpire, you couldn't see what he was saying because he was the other way. and then he told him "F you" as if he didn't use the letter.
Yeah, exactly.
And turned around and walked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he got ejected for, and should get
That's when
ejected
he
for,
ejected
right?
him.
You should get ejected for that.
And he should get ejected. Oh, yeah.
Keep your
No-
mouth
no
shut.
doubt.
Yeah. Just take it, and you know, if you're going to lose gracefully.
Well, and then if you watch the game Saturday night, there were several times on some of the other games, too, that there was a close call at the plate for ball 4, and they would sling the bat before the umpire even, called it, and they're taking their gear off, and it was a strike. Then they had to go chase their bat down and everything else. And the announcers on the TV said, y'all, you can't be showing up the umpires and stuff. That's not a good thing. And it cost them. In the final, situation, it was not a good. Mississippi State played a great tournament, but they did not leave the field in the top of the ninth inning with a good look.
They didn't. I thought they looked bad, and I'm with you. It's just it's a bad way to go out. If you're going to go out with grace. You're trying to build on the next year, not, man, our last game in the last inning, we all got ejected.
Wow.
Right. Well,
that's bad.
And somebody said that all during the week there's comments about that Mississippi State's getting a new coach. I did not know that this guy was the interim coach, and they're saying that he's the interim coach. Well, he got them to the playoffs. So, but they're going to bring in somebody new, and that's been going around and everything all week. And so,
yeah, that's a great job. That is a great. Brian Haddad, they have a little Brian Haddad shuffle over there, but they all know about the little dance they do. But usually it's good. I don't think that's what they were doing, the players. I don't think that was Brian's dance. I think it was something different.
It was his dance, all right.
Yeah, maybe it was Brian. Maybe that's why they got it. Maybe it was Brian's dance. I don't know. Maybe
Let's see if we get a text now.
Well, it was really a good game because the first pitch, opening pitch, the guy hit the home run. The first batter for Mississippi State hit a home run, and it stayed 1-0. Up until like the third or fourth inning, then Mississippi State gets another home run.
Yeah.
And so it was 2-0 until about the fourth or fifth inning. FSU got a 2-run homer, and so it was a good game up into the eighth inning because both pitchers they pitched late into the game. The starting pitchers and stuff. It was a good exciting game.
Where, FSU left a lot of runners stranded. Bases loaded.
They left the bases loaded in two different innings. They left 15 players on and didn't bat in the ninth inning.
Rob, was it
Southern Mississippi did the exact same thing?
Yeah, was it just me, or did some of the pitchers look tired?
With Mississippi State or FSU?
Well, a little of both there, but I'm not talking about just them. You had other games in the regionals, and it looks like the pitchers, they're tired. For instance, what about the walk-off home run by the freshman third baseman for Oklahoma State to eliminate Georgia? I mean, it looks like Georgia's pitchers were tired.
Well, the problem is you play a midweek game and you play 3 games on the weekend, and now all of a sudden you're playing 3 or 4 games in a row, back to back to back. And, kids excited. How much rest are you getting? It's the end of the year. How many innings are you throwing? And you're riding basically the same arms, and then you got a stable of freshmen and sophomores in the bullpen. And most of them don't want to bring them young guys in there because they either come in and they pitch great or they come in and they can't find the plate.
Chad, are there too many games?
Been that way. Florida's been that way all year.
Are there too many games?
No, I don't think there's too many games. But you can see the effect on pitching. As you have all those games in a row, like he's talking about. You can see the effect on pitching.
I think it's more the depth of the pitching staffs.
Well, and a lot of what you see is these teams from up north come to the south, and it's hot, humid. Yesterday it wasn't nearly as hot and humid as it could have been.
Right.
But you come and it's 95 degrees and the humidity is dripping off of you, and you're just sitting down there in that bullpen.
And Mississippi State isn't that much north.
But, right.
It's hot. It's hot in Mississippi now.
I was told the wind didn't blow and start.
Mississippi State had to play yesterday morning.
Yes. Yeah.
They played a game to win, to get into the game to play last night. So they were up early yesterday morning and then played a game. And then, then they came. So, you could tell they were kind of getting a little tired in the 7th and 8th inning. They played a doubleheader yesterday.
Rob, we got to take a break. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
God bless you. We were struggling, and you set us straight like you always do. I don't know what I do without you and Chad Mitchell. Maybe bring Patrick in. I don't know.
Now Patrick's here.
Thank God. Anyway, all right, we'll talk to you later, Rob. Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day. Be careful.
I tell you what, man, you want that yard to look absolutely gorgeous, Chad. I'm talking to you. My yard does. Chad's doesn't. All you got to do, what's my secret? Turf Pro Pest Control. That could be the answer for you also. Patrick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call us on our local number, 850-890-5820. We're also on Facebook at Turf Pro PC. You can message us. Right now is the time to get the grass super green, get the weeds out of there. I can tell y'all right now, the bugs are coming.
And
already
you
here,
can take care of that.
Yes.
You know what? You can do it all.
So, yeah, we actually had last week, one of your old players called me.
Well, I'll be dang. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We got him taken care of last week. And, yeah, we charge triple. I told him just to send the bill to Coach. He'll take care of it.
And that's because you didn't get your Gulf Coast Jams ticket.
I tell you what, I will take care of it.
He did that, so I had to go to Jacksonville because I couldn't stand it.
Anybody that played for me needs help, I would help them out. No doubt about that. Anyway, if you want that yard to look beautiful, you're worried about the pests getting in, Turf Pro Pest Control can do it all. Give Patrick a call. They'll come up with a game plan. They come in, they execute it, touchdown. They score every time. They're nothing but winners. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Just like Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. I love Kyle. That boy is everything he touches turns to gold. The local 115 is unbelievable. Patrick's going to do some business with him. But if you're looking for a roof, it's Vandy Roofing. They design, they build, commercial, residential. They do it all. Vandy Roofing. Actually, it's TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They are incredible. Again, skin cancer. Be careful, man. Put that lotion on. Take care of yourself.
Sunscreen.
This past weekend, that UV, what do you call them? UAV rays were high. You got to take care of it.
Yeah, Memorial Day brought in summer with
same
the
thing.
fury.
Yeah, they were bad.
Summer came in.
It's bad. Anyway, any problems with Mississippi State, have any problems with the Bulldog fans, call Brian. He'll make sure he gets them back in line. Hey, I just saw it says, vote for us. Vote. Thanks for nominating the Coach Hale show, Ryan show.
Again?
Yeah. I thought that was all over with. Anyway, if you go vote for us, I vote for Brian.
You're tired of winning it every year.
No, he won last year. That's good. I think he does a great job. As long as we got
we do a good job.
As long as we got more people listening to us, we're happy.
Yeah. We do a good job.
We do. Are you kidding?
We love our audience.
We are. We're home of Gulf Coast Jam right here. Anyway, we'll be right back. Did I do the commercials? I'm losing my mind. 104.3. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. 114. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Catch the tail. You do have a female. I got to ask you a couple questions, and we'll give you.
You didn't know you need. You say it is a man's world.
There you go. She got it right.
Yeah.
We got a winner, correct?
Good morning.
Who is this?
Don. I'll go. If you talk about anything interesting, I'll call back.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 86 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 73. The same tomorrow around 86 with sunshine and a wind out of the southeast around 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny in the morning followed by a likelihood of thunderstorms Wednesday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. That's 800-605-4650.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Roll. Alabama Update brought by Stevenson Air Conditioning. I just told you, nobody does a better job. You want that yard? You want that yard looking good? Call Patrick. You want that house cool? You call Stevenson Air Conditioning.
Real good if it's all air conditioning.
Yeah, I tell you what, they do incredible work. It feels good in here right now. They everywhere. We've had so many people go. Chad did it. Jason Kovaleski. We've all used Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're incredible. I'm one of the most honest guys I know. Locals taking care of locals. Ryan just said that the voting doesn't start to June 6th. Get out there and vote June 6th. All right, Sheila. We love you, Sheila. She was the female that called and won her tickets to the Gulf Coast Jam. And she even admitted it is a man's world. Remember that?
Yes, I got it on tape.
Yeah, we just did I saw her.
Well, she didn't get to go to Thursday's performance because of her birthday.
I just got a call. She's taking that back.
She couldn't go Thursday?
She had a birthday.
Sheila, you didn't go Thursday.
She had daughter's birthday.
Was the main one Sunday night or Thursday night?
Sunday night.
Sunday night, okay.
Blake was Sunday night.
Did I say Jen McFadder was dancing with a guy? Yeah. Was it Blake Shelton? Yep. That was incredible.
This story gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Come on, Jen. I don't know what the secret is, man. All right, let's talk about the Alabama Update. This touches my heart, and this is the reason I wrote it up. Growing up, Chad Sears, I don't know about you. You grew up in the great state of Alabama also. But you're a lot younger. Patrick's a lot younger. Wildcat's a lot older. But I'm telling you, one of the main reasons I wanted to coach, I wanted to be like Paul Bear Bryant. He was a living legend. We grew up, my dad loved him, my mother loved him, everybody in the family. I mean, he truly was a living legend. He meant so much to the state of Alabama. Even if you're an Auburn fan, you had a lot of respect for him. We were known for the racist state, the Birmingham blowing up the church, the dogs, Connor's dogs.
Bear Bryant was part of overcoming a lot of that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, everything was so negative about the state of Alabama except for Alabama football and Paul Bear Bryant. He was hired in 1958. He coached in 1982. Bear's record against this is against teams that he went against when he was head coach of Alabama that were in the SEC, and this is his record against Florida, the Florida Gators. How many times Florida beat Alabama when Bear was there? One time. He was 7-1 against Florida.
They weren't that good either.
Against Georgia, he was 9-3. Against Georgia Tech, and most hated Georgia Tech. He didn't like Georgia. He didn't like going to the state of Georgia.
One of those games.
He didn't like Atlanta, Georgia, because of the incident they had with I forgot the guy's name now, the late hit. But hit against Georgia Tech, he was 5-1. Against Kentucky, he was 4-0. He only played them 4 times. He coached at Kentucky. When he coached at Kentucky, they won the SEC championship. Matter of fact, he guaranteed the Sugar Bowl. You give us opportunity to come to Sugar Bowl, we'll beat Oklahoma and snap the record. And he did that. LSU, one of our big rivals, he beat LSU 16 times, only lost to LSU 4. Mississippi State, 25 times they played him. 25 years he was the head coach. He won 24, lost 1. The game he lost, they had won 29 games in a row. Alabama's down the goal line at the end of the game. They run the triple option. The quarterback hits behind, fumbles. Bama loses. It would have been 25, and Bama would have kept on winning. But they snapped him from winning, I think, 3 national championships, too, Mississippi State Bulldogs. Good job, Brian. Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss used to be really good back in the 60s. Johnny Vaught was the head football coach. They were tough. Anyway, his record against Ole Miss Rebels, 12 wins, 3 losses. One of the most heated rivals, Tennessee. Tennessee, Bear won 16, lost 7, tied 2. First college game I ever saw in my life. Mr. Melton took us in 1973, first play of the game. Keith Jackson's making the call. Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama. Wheeler, Rutledge fakes up the middle. You know what they did? Every play, the first play they gave, they opened up with the right formation, the fullback dive. Not even a triple option. They gave the fullback every single play. And what they did against Tennessee, it looked everything exactly the same. They faked the fullback, quarterback drops back, hits Wayne Wheeler on a post, 80-yard touchdown. Alabama wins the game, 42-20.
And that was typical Bear Bryant football too.
There you go.
Right, he was consistent with things, and then all of a sudden he would pull something where you're caught off guard by his consistency.
Did your dad and your family love him also like we did?
So my dad was an Auburn grad.
Ooh.
And my dad loved Bear Bryant.
Really? Did he really?
Absolutely. That's where I became an Alabama fan. And it was more of like a little rivalry with my dad for the Iron Bowl. And he liked that. He was fine with that. And so he took me to my first Alabama game. In fact, you mentioned...
So, wasn't it Southern Cal?
Yeah, it was Southern Cal, and Bama lost, and of course our car broke down. My dad tells me we're going to pray about how we get home. Our pastor is 6 rows up behind us that we didn't know he was going to the game. We got to ride home. It's a long story. It's a cool story. But you mentioned Georgia Tech.
Yes.
My dad took me to Atlanta, to the stadium at Georgia Tech, to watch Alabama play Georgia Tech. And I forget what the score was. Alabama beat them like a drum. But I remember my dad was driving home late that night, and he got on the new, let's see, I guess it would be 180, I think it's 185 or whatever, And he got on the new interstate to Columbus before it was finished, and we were cruising along. He knew the bridges were up and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny.
What year was it? Was that way back in the day?
It's had to be the early 80s or late 70s, somewhere in there.
Was Bear still coaching then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was still the coach. And so, because after he died, my dad, he didn't take me to, of course, I was old enough then. Yeah, he didn't take me to any games, Alabama games, after Bear Bryant died. But
Bear had a house in Bay Point.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they showed it to me. And he used to go to Captain's Anderson's. He'd be in the Captain's Anderson, stuff like that. But that Tennessee game was special, man. After seeing that, I said, I'm going to play ball. When we were at Southern Mississippi, Coach Collins was head coach. We played Alabama, and he had told his assistant coaches, everybody, he said, do not be staring at Coach Bryant. Because he was like a rock star. And we would, as a player, you would look down there during warm-ups, and you'd see him. And he'd lean up against the goalpost. Everybody's kind of looking at him. You warm up, you'd be looking for. I mean, that's the kind of any other coach, you didn't know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't care.
He was so popular, so big, But anyway, in Southern Mississippi, his last game in Bryant-Denny Stadium, guess who beat him? Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles, 1982.
Now, did you play Alabama when you?
Yeah, we didn't beat them when I was there. Yeah. We never beat them. We didn't even tie them or anything. After I left, we tied them, and one year we beat them. But anyway, let me get through this. Vandy, he beat Vandy 22-1. And they won 6. They beat Tulane when Tulane was in the SEC. This is what is incredible about Bear Bryant. All those years he coached in the SEC, Kentucky, Alabama, he lost 28 SEC games. Incredible.
Wow.
This was before the playoffs. If they would have been playoffs when he coached back in the day, they talked about he'd have won more championships. He'd have won a lot more football games because back then you played 10 games and it went to 11. Then with a bowl game, you got to play in 12. So it would have even been better. But the legendary Paul Bear Bryant, my hero, no doubt about it. Alabama baseball, I'm going to go a little bit long right here. Alabama baseball didn't get it done. They've wound up 16-14 overall SEC play. Overall record finishes at 42-17. Chad, this is the first time all year Bama loses 3 games in a row. They lost in Hoover. Then they lost twice over in Hattiesburg. Southern Mississippi put them away on Saturday. And there's some people there's a Bama baseball boosters, and some are kind of upset, questioning the coach, not really pleased. They got great facilities at Alabama.
And softball didn't do very good either.
Yeah, softball
they
went
got
out.
eliminated.
Yeah, they didn't have the kind of year they used to have. And football didn't have the kind of year they had. So it was not a great year for Alabama in the Big Three. And the Big Three for most people is football, basketball. Now, basketball is pretty good. And baseball. So didn't go like we wanted in all 3 of them, but it is what it is. Let's talk about our Alabama Update sponsor. That's Stevenson Air Conditioning. You want that house to be cool. If it breaks down any time, day or night, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you're looking for a bike, it's Steve's Bike Shop right across from Sam's. These electrical bikes are taking over the world. They also now have electrical lawnmowers. It's incredible. You sit up on your bike, you go about 30 miles an hour. The yard gets cut quicker, more efficient, and it's done within minutes.
And
it's incredible.
So quiet.
Steve's working on it.
What's he talking about?
It hadn't happened yet. Steve is working on this. We have a patent on this. We're working on
I
it.
got a phone call from some guy named Steve on mine, too.
I thought we were going to have to take him back to the psych hospital or something.
Again?
Oh, my God. Hey, you know what, though? After you get the yard, after you've been to Steve's Bike Shop, let's go get that somebody that's special to you. Let's go get them some jewelry. Where are we going?
Oh, my God.
You got a daughter that cheers at Mosley. Beautiful
David
wife. Where are you going?
Designer Jewelry on Highway 77 there in Lynn Haven. They're starting their estate sale. This is all new. They have tons and tons of it. The displays will change quite often because they have so much. They have jewelry starting at $5. We're talking real gold and silver jewelry starting at $5 at David Adamson Designer Jewelry. And while you're there, get a free jewelry inspection and a free jewelry cleaning right there from David.
Can they make a Coach Hale medallion that we can all wear?
Yes.
I heard he wants to buy one for all of us.
It melts in the sun.
If you want it, you build it.
It's made out of wax.
Melts in the sun. Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
Right, okay.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Next time you're gonna have a long
we
walk.
need to figure out how to do that one.
All right, we'll be right back. We're on 4.3 ESPN Northwest. So we get back. We've got the Auburn Tigers.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 86 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 73. The same tomorrow around 86 with sunshine and a wind out of the southeast around 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny in the morning followed by a likelihood of thunderstorms Wednesday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red boils, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Cold, creamy, and gourmet. Milkshake Factory is now open at Breakfast Point Marketplace near Publix next to First Watch. Unbelievably delicious handcrafted milkshakes and chocolates like the famous chocolate bark. Try the mouth-watering chocolate-dipped strawberry shake. Family-friendly fun and unforgettable shakes await. Milkshake Factory now open at Breakfast Point Marketplace near Publix next to First Watch on Back Beach. Milkshake Factory.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
You know what? Who I saw? I always talk about him, and I ran into him at Publix. James Guallamire. He is a huge Auburn fan. Went up there, met his beautiful wife, Jenna. They both went to Auburn. Wonderful people. They go to Jeremy's church. Great people. And he loves the Auburn Tigers. And Auburn's baseball. I'm telling you what, Patrick, I don't know if you've been to their facilities lately. That baseball stadium is incredible. They've got, I don't know what the people pay to sit right behind the plate, those big, beautiful, comfortable chairs. I'm telling you, that might be one of the best baseball facilities in the country. And down the first baseline, everything they built there, that's special, man.
Yeah, when we were up there for the Auburn-Ole basketball game, thanks, Randy, and ESPN Radio for getting us the tickets. I told you it was incredible, just the atmosphere. Well, we got to see the end of a ball game, and then we got to go inside the stadium the next day when nobody was there, us and the groundskeeper, and the picnic tables or high tables out there on what you're talking about on the first baseline, where you can go order food, and it wasn't just a hamburger or hot dog; it's actual food. Sit there at the tables, and it's not a seat; it's a table for the dining, and then. To me, the coolest thing was what they've done in the outfield for the students that can't afford a ticket or can't afford to be a booster or any of that. They call it the outer deck. It's in right field. It overlooks the opposing team's bullpen, and it is free to all the students. And you're able to go up there and stand and sit in lawn chairs. I saw some of the replays of one of their games here recently, and it was packed.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. I don't know what it costs for behind the plate. Those are big, thick, lazy boy looking chairs.
They're comfortable.
They're incredible, and they do it right at Auburn. Look at the basketball facility they built, and look at the basketball program. The baseball facility, I put that thing up against anybody's. And look at this baseball team. Watch out. They might do something special, man. They really might.
So the Auburn just built a new scoreboard. Where the
football stadium, right?
Where the big jumbotron was.
Oh, okay.
It's bigger. I was there talking to
in the stadium, football stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a third bigger.
Wow.
They're
having ready this year?
Yes. Okay. When we were there for the basketball game, they were in the process of doing all the construction, and it's going to cover up almost the whole end zone.
Wow. That's pretty nice. You can watch the game pretty comfortably there. You can't see what's going on. Look at the score. Yeah, let's get into baseball. Friday, again, Auburn's, I think they got a great baseball team. They're getting better and better as the season went on. They got a shot to win it all. Auburn 9, Central Connecticut 5. Now, I said it about Florida. Look what happened to Florida. I said it about Alabama. Look at what happened to them. So maybe I just jinxed them. But Friday, they took care of Central Connecticut 9-5. Saturday, Stetson, they beat them 8-5. And then Sunday, man, they drilled NC State. I was watching some of the game. Lorelei came over, and I couldn't watch anymore. But Auburn 11, NC State 1. They're going to host And they're going. Who is it? Coastal Carolina coming in?
Coastal Carolina, yeah.
Coastal Carolina will be coming into Auburn, and I really hope Ryan gets to go at least one game up there. He loves Coastal Carolina. He puts all that big time money into Coastal Carolina. You know what? Give them the money, you build it, they will come. Look at Coastal Carolina. Look at Auburn. Unbelievable.
I think one of the coolest things that's happened this year in sports during this sports season, football, basketball, and baseball, was at Auburn, and it's not because I'm partial to him, but there was a kid that played at Birmingham Southern. Mm-hmm. His brother's on the Auburn baseball team. He was in the World Series last year in their division. They didn't have a school to come back to. They're playing for the World Series, no school. Well, he ends up getting a scholarship at Auburn. Does not play. He coaches first base the entire year. The last game, towards the end of the game, he gets an at-bat. His only at-bat at Auburn, and he drills one over the right field fence for a home run.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's a great story. That's
that's just
story.
You don't see that other than like college.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to start missing in college, stories like that.
Yeah, you're right. Sadly, you're right. Auburn, you build it, they will come. They had the largest crowd in Auburn history. I think it was Friday. 7,367 people. And I'm telling you, Auburn fans are. I'm a Bama guy, but Auburn fans are incredible. Like I said, half the family went to Auburn. We're a split family, but they are great fans. Basketball, baseball, football. So Craig and mom and dad were up there. The Sigwarts, they were up there for the baseball game. They go to basketball game. They go to everything. They're big into Auburn Tigers. All right, I'm going to get into this story. It's not really a positive one. Well, the way you want to take it, it's kind of maybe factual in some ways. Andrew Hughes wrote this article. Auburn football is labeled a 10-win season with the quarterback situation with Jackson Arnold. If he's the answer, Auburn wins 10 games this year, a playoff contender. Auburn has potential to win 10 games, but only if the Oklahoma transfer plays up to his ability. He didn't do a great job at Oklahoma, but he was the most highly sought-after quarterback in the country.
He's got the ability, but you're right. He's got to play up to it.
Absolutely. Now, Auburn fans, I think, a lot of blame was put on Peyton Thorne when he was there for the 2 years he was at Auburn. He didn't get it done at Auburn. Hugh Freeze didn't get it done at Auburn. Last 2 years, Auburn 500 or below. That doesn't fly at Auburn.
Offensive line was part of that.
Well, you can't blame the offensive line this year. You can't blame the defense this year. There's too deep across the board. After 2 years of Thorne and Hughes, his scapegoat, are more or less throwing him under the bus. So that's what this article is more or less saying. It won't fly anymore in Auburn. Auburn's roster looks good enough to win 10 games. Thorne is no longer there. There's no longer a scapegoat at Auburn. He better be better. Now, Thorne was better in 2024 than he was the year before.
He had more blocking.
Well, in 2020, his best game was against A&M. He had 339 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns, and played well, no doubt about that.
Well, he also had better receivers last year than he did the year before.
Absolutely. And this year, they're all back. Almost every single one of them are back. Hugh Freeze been riding off the excuses the last 2 years. Thorne is no longer a scapegoat at Auburn. The guy said it like two or three times in this article. To me, it's like do or die.
Is that code?
Yeah, do or die.
That's code to all the Auburn fans. If he doesn't win this year, he's got no excuse.
You can't blame Arnold this year if things go bad at Auburn in 2025. You did that with Thorne. You can't do it this year with him. I think Auburn's going to be good. Auburn fans are not going to be happy if they're not good this year. They made it loud and clear. They expect to be successful. They want a product on the field that wins. And he's got to win now. This is not me saying this. This is Andrew Hughes talking about this. Patrick, I'm with him. You're an Auburn guy.
I agree with that.
You got to win at Auburn.
I think the biggest thing for Auburn, granted the spring practice is over, fall practice is going to come. They're going to get into the games, but it's really right now with Arnold. Getting him at a confidence level where he has the confidence to make the throws and to release the ball quickly, where at Oklahoma under Venables, it was don't make a mistake. Mm-hmm. Don't throw it into coverage. Don't do this. I've talked to a couple people, and everybody's kind of the same opinion. What quarterback has Venables had good while he's been at Oklahoma? That's a defensive-minded coach versus Hugh Freeze, an offensive-minded coach. And
Saban was that way, too. He just had to get out of that way of thinking the last
He went out and hired Lane Kiffin. It
Yeah.
changed it.
Yeah. Without Lane Kiffin, does Saban win the last couple national championships? If
Probably
Saban,
not.
if Kiffin hadn't come,
Probably.
Well, probably. But,
Probably.
He changed.
Would he have been able to run the ball?
But your point is valid. It's very valid. It's a different mindset, different way of thinking. Offensive head coach versus defensive head coach. And sometimes you see these teams that aren't playing it safe. And, I mean, like they put on a show sometimes. Now, they can fall apart pretty quick, too. But your point's well taken.
It's time. It's time. He's got to win this year, and he's going to. I believe in him. I think he's going to do a good job.
I think the two teams that, if you go by what's happened the last couple of years, the two teams that are going to surprise people this year, to me, are Florida and Auburn.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are two teams that I think they're going to shock people how they play.
They got great quarterbacks.
Yeah. The more I keep reading about stuff and looking into it, I think Auburn's game against Baylor is a much bigger game for Auburn than probably anybody else almost in the country.
Say it again now.
Auburn's game against Baylor to open. Because if they don't win that game with the mentality of the last 2 years, it becomes to me of here we go again.
Yep.
And if Arnold goes out and performs like Thorne did the last 2 years, making the mistakes, turning the ball over, then all of a sudden everybody's going, oh, my God, here we go again.
Yep.
And the fan base is that way, the boosters. If they lost a close game and he played great, different story.
If they get in a game and they blow it with the play calling, watch out. Both coaches have to win this ball game. He kind of turned around last year. He did. I think there's more pressure on Hugh Freeze this year to win. He will. I really think Auburn's going to be really an outstanding team this year. Beef O'Brady's and Lynn Haven, I know they're outstanding. Every meal is outstanding, but it's the way they treat you. It's like family in there. Go check it out. Pat Purnell's the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. And his restaurant, and the key word here is Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's. Every Wednesday, 10 wings inside for $9.99. Go watch all the baseball games today. Have a great time at Beef O'Brady's and tell them Coach sent you. Now, after that, go see Russ and Amber, get you some jewelry. Take care of your skin. We were at the water park yesterday. Make sure you put that suntan lotion on. You get burned in 20 minutes. It's going to be a long, hot summer. And make sure you take care of yourself. If you have you think something's wrong, it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, you go see Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street, right here on Thomas Drive, right across from the Navy Base, my favorite, every Thursday night, karaoke. Great place to have birthday parties. Tell David we sent you. He's got a new location on Front Beach Road, 10908 Front Beach Road. Great facility. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. How many teams are averaging 11-plus wins since 2014? We'll give you the answer when we get back. Give us a call, 215-62. 624-5300.
Home just got more dangerous. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for the afternoon underdogs.
One of the more underrated. Fast as lightning. You know that he's got perseverance.
Weekdays 4 to 6 live from the CBC Construction Studio. Reactions, rants, and your calls at 850-215-6290. The afternoon underdogs are live and local. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Mothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Pier Park, get ready to shake things up. Paradise Nutrition is now open. Craving flavor and fitness? We've got you covered. Loaded teas, protein-packed shakes, gourmet coffees, and refreshing drinks. From our signature Jimmy Buffett tea to Reese's shake, Paradise Nutrition has over 600 flavor combos. Need energy? Appetite control? We've got add-ons like boba, biotin, collagen, and probiotics. Plus, try our donut hole shot appetite suppressant. Paradise Nutrition, Pier Park, next to Target.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The question was, and I think Patrick knows because I think he follows me on Facebook. I think I know how smart he is now. Chad does the same thing. Teams that average 11 plus wins since 2014. Chad, who are they?
You're talking football.
Is there anything else to talk about? Yes, football. Football. Gulf Coast Jam.
Bama's got to be in there somewhere.
Roll Tide.
Georgia's got to be in there.
Go
somewhere.
Dogs.
Ohio State.
Good job. Don't help him.
And then probably either Oregon or Texas.
You
It's
say
probably
Oregon?
Oregon.
Dang. I got some smart people in here. This is incredible.
Hey, I got some.
Not so fast, my friend.
I'm about to say.
Wildcat, who's the fourth one? They said Oregon, Texas. You got anybody else you would put in there besides those two?
Are we talking SEC?
This in general.
In general.
That's winning 11 plus games is hard. I don't care who you are.
Other ones.
Think about
Michigan's another one.
National championship teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've only won 6.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Penn State would be up there.
Penn State would be up there.
I was going to say Penn State would be up
Anybody
there.
else?
But, of course, Kentucky Wildcats.
That's good comedy hour. Yeah.
You're a great comedian, John.
I've got some insight coming on the Wildcats this
All
year.
right. We kind of forget this team. We really do. Now, the question was at least 11 wins over the last since 2014. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. The fourth one, Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson.
Oh,
Dabo.
yeah, I do forget.
I thought you were saying 2021.
Yeah.
Dabo. Dabo's good, man. The way he's talking, they might be back. They truly might be back. This was another expert, and I don't know, we've talked about this before. I totally disagree with this. Let me run this over, and I want you two guys to give me your opinion about this. The past 25 years, the greatest college football team. This is what they have. 2021, Miami. They were 12-0. Larry Coker was the head football coach. Dorsey was the quarterback. They killed Nebraska 37-14 to win the national championship. They had all kind of guys go play in the NFL. That's true. They were loaded. Schedule wasn't as difficult as some of the others. 2019 LSU. Coach O.
Great offense.
Yeah, great. Head coach was Coach O, 15-0, the great Joe Burrow quarterback. Their receiver, Jefferson Chase, they were incredible. Like you said, Patrick, maybe the best offense of all time. Burrow, he passed for 5,671 yards and 60 touchdowns. That's incredible. Playoffs, they killed Oklahoma. They killed Clemson 42-25 in the national championship game, where they wasn't that close. Big game. The big game was when President Trump was there. It was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We were there, and what a game. It was unbelievable. Alabama couldn't slow them down. Alabama's offense did really well. It's just they could. If our Tua doesn't fumble, we might have won that game first drive. What a game. It was incredible. Atmosphere was unbelievable. But that 2019 LSU team is unbelievable. The other three you got to choose from. 2005, Texas. Mac Brown, my coach, was the head coach there. They were 13-0. Vince Young was the quarterback. He was incredible. They beat an unbelievable national championship game. They kind of broke the dynasty of Southern Cal. They beat them 41-38. 2008, Urban Meyer's Florida Gators, 13-1. The great Tim Tebow. They had unreal NFL talent across the board. Percy Harvin was one of them. Spikes is another. They had plenty of players. Their big game was in the SEC championship game. They beat Alabama. They beat Oklahoma for the national championship 24-14. The 2018 Clemson Tigers, Dabo Swinney, 15-0. Lawrence was the quarterback. They destroyed a really good Alabama football team for the national championship, 44-16. Chad, they've got Clemson being the best team of all time, 2018. You got 2018 Clemson, 2008 Florida, 2005 Texas, 2019 LSU, 2001 Miami. Patrick, I'll start with you.
What about 2020 Alabama?
I was about to say that's the best team ever. 13. They beat 11 SEC teams in a row.
Yeah.
They beat Notre Dame. They destroyed Ohio State 56-14.
Right.
I got Alabama 2020 best team ever, and I got LSU
I guess they're
second.
saying, well, it's the COVID asterisk or whatever. Forget that. They look good.
Hey, you know how many players, NFL receivers, quarterbacks, three were quarterbacks.
NFL players came from that team. That's right.
They were loaded. Patrick, give me, out of this list, though, just stick with this list. Give me your order. Do you agree, Clemson 2018? Who would you have?
Clemson was really good that year.
15-0.
Yeah,
quarterback was outstanding.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. They were.
Dabo can coach.
They beat. Here's my thing. They beat Alabama. What was it 44-16 in that game? And that was during Nick Saban's reign, and that wasn't even a close game. So yeah, I could put them up there as one of the top. I think there's two teams that are not on that list that probably should be.
Well, wait. Focus on this list. We'll come back to that. Give me your order. Clemson, you got number one.
Yeah, I'd probably put them.
Who's two?
I almost want to go Georgia.
They're not on the list. You got Florida 08, 05 Texas, 19 LSU, 01 Miami. Out of those, give me
01 Miami would probably be two, and then go back after that. Kind of a tie between Florida and not Florida, Alabama and
on the list.
LSU. Yeah, you said Alabama was 2020.
No, they didn't make the list. We just said.
I will say that 2019, isn't that the LSU team that had Burrow?
You got them one?
Correct.
They're number one.
Okay.
I don't put them number one because of their defense.
Yeah, Clemson's defense was better. Their offense is unbelievable.
And I do get that.
And they had a couple real close games.
But their offense was unstoppable. Yeah. It was unstoppable.
Auburn had them beat late in that game at LSU.
Again, unstoppable.
All right, who you got number two?
Alabama's not on the list, but that 2020 team.
Okay, just give me the list. We're going to have who the real one is.
That Miami team's pretty good.
All right,
so maybe I'll give them two.
They were real good defensively. Yeah, they had NFL players everywhere. Who's number three? With Texas 05, or that Florida team was good now. 08 Florida team.
The 08 Florida team's really good.
Where would you have?
Probably
Clemson?
the Texas 05 and then Florida.
Okay.
I mean, Florida's no slouch by any means. I mean, that was a Steve Spurrier team, right?
Now, give me your Chad Mitchell's top three greatest teams. I will say my number one's 2020 Alabama.
Mine is 2020 Alabama.
Who's your number two?
It's going to be an Alabama team.
Well, that's okay. Who is it?
I'd have to go back and look.
That team
some of those championship
team that
teams.
beat Clemson with the kicking game. They run a kickoff back. They
that team. They did it on every way possible. Offense,
2017
defense,
maybe.
special teams. Yeah, I can't remember the year of that.
I think it was 2017 or something like that.
They had Kenyon Drake. They had that
NFL players everywhere. Coker was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then the onside kick, remember? And he's the guy that missed the field goal and made the kick 6, but he did the onside kick pretty good.
Yeah.
And Marlon Humphreys.
That onside kick is incredible.
All right, give me one more. Your top three. You got 20. All right, Chad Mitchell's three greatest college football teams. 2020 Alabama, which I agree. Number two is 2017 Alabama. Who's number three?
the 1978 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bear Bryant. Hey, okay, 12-0 Bear Bryant.
They
were 11.
They lost the game.
12-1.
They lost. That was my first game.
They did lose. They lost to USC.
They lost to USC
in Birmingham.
And go on and they beat Penn State. The goal line stand.
That's right.
Used defense to win, right?
Yeah.
And beat Penn State and won the national championship. So
I think they beat Nebraska that year. Washington. His schedule.
1978 Alabama team.
The 78 team.
The 79 team was just as good.
They didn't lose a game.
Yeah.
Pat, give me your top 3 teams all time. What about Auburn in 2010 with the Cam? They had the 2 best players in college football, the best defensive player in the country and best offensive player.
Here's what I'm going to say. If you talk just Auburn, the 2010 wasn't their best team.
I think
2004 was the best team.
Yeah. Yes, they should.
They
got to play Oklahoma.
I agree with that.
USC beat Oklahoma.
Texas beats USC in the national championship, and
no, that was 2005.
That's when the championship was played.
No.
Yes.
2004, USC beat Oklahoma. Bad.
Right.
Bad.
But the season was 2004 when Auburn had the undefeated season.
Yeah.
National championship would have played.
Go look it up. It was 2004.
But
Auburn should have played USC.
They played more top 10 teams than any team in the country.
Yeah, they had the running backs. I'm with you.
They had a great defense.
Oklahoma got killed by USC. Alabama. Auburn would have got. And you're right. Didn't they lose to USC a couple years before or something?
They lost the next year, but after most of those players had left.
Yeah.
Well, they played USC at Auburn.
That Auburn, that's a good team. All right, give me some more.
So here's one that everybody forgets about: the '99 Seminoles.
Ooh.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. What about Nebraska, the team that beat Florida like a drum?
They were, yeah.
What year was it? You remember what year?
That was
97, 95?
96. And then the next year they went. Tennessee won.
Frazier was the quarterback.
Correct.
Tommy Frazier from Braden High School was a trap option quarterback. And they beat Florida like a
And then one of the best teams ever, you'd have to go to the 92 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Defense was unbelievable. I'll say another team that was incredible was 1971 Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
They had that huge Glover, the nose guard, Johnny Rogers returned. They destroyed everybody. They had one close game. That was Oklahoma. Oklahoma was really good. Oklahoma beat Auburn in the Sugar Bowl. Nebraska beat Alabama for the national championship like 36-6 or something like that. But that was some good teams. Woo. Of course, everybody knows the greatest team of all time was Notre Dame. Any of their teams, right? Wildcat?
Yeah.
I thought it was Kentucky when Bear Bryant was there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, let's talk about some of our great, outstanding people. Patrick, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call us on our local number, 850-890-5820. What we do, you do have to have a license out there. So your guy that's mowing the grass is not allowed to put fertilizer or pesticides or chemicals on your grass. Make sure the guys are licensed. I ran into that a couple times this past week where people have actually almost killed the yard because they are not licensed to do so.
They don't know what they're doing.
No. Well, and there's some schooling that goes with it, and the state issues through the Department of Agriculture a license.
Yeah. You got to be careful, too. You can kill animals and you got to be careful what you're doing.
There's a lot of ramifications. But, yeah, you can call us on our local number or look us up on Turpro PC. The number's there, and you can also message us.
All right. Patrick will take care of you, no doubt about that. He does a great job at our house. Vandy Roofing, you want a new roof, there's only one place to go. That's Kyle Vandergrift. They are incredible. TK Vandy Roofing General Contractor. They design it, they build, they can do residential, commercial, you name it, they can do it all. The local 115, it is Bay County's Hall of Fame. We don't have one, but we do. It's local 115. Go check it out. If you play sports anytime, anywhere, you're going to have a picture up there, probably of yourself or somebody you know, somebody you went to school with. They're incredible. The food's unbelievable. They got the trivia question every Wednesday night. They're going to pick a champion in the summer, and your name will be up there forever. Steve's Bike Shop. You want a brand new bike? You want an electrical bike? Old-fashioned bike? It's Steve's Bike Shop right across Sam's on 23rd Street. We'll be right back, 104.3 with the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. Patrick, Wildcat, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdog.
Ryan Mathis has got Wherever I May Roam. Metallica. Yeah, but it sounds off of Metallica. I mean, like, I don't want to, here it comes.
I've been trying to. I've had too many guests all today to let
that
him out of the
album,
cage.
Man,
Yeah.
like, it's just too much. If you're a Metallica fan, and like, if you consider yourself a Metallica fan, I don't think you should name that album.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 86 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, very little wind, and a temperature of 73. The same tomorrow around 86 with sunshine and a wind out of the southeast around 10 miles per hour. Mostly sunny in the morning, followed by a likelihood of thunderstorms Wednesday and hot around 85. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey everyone, Chef Ross here, inviting you to join me for the 4th annual Pops Pig Pickin' Barbecue this Father's Day weekend, June 14th at the Break Room, 2727 Joan Avenue. Stop by for some mouth-watering barbecue. All proceeds will help feed those impacted by any future disasters. Dinner tickets are $20. There will also be a pool tournament. For more information, check out the Facebook group page for Pops Pig Pickin' Barbecue. Special thanks go out to our amazing sponsors, The Break Room, Golf Plus, Team MVP Realty, and ESPN Northwest Florida. This one's for Pops.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. 800-605-4650. That's 800-605-4650.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're back live. 104.3 Elvis is in the building. I miss him, man. Are we back live? Thank you. I had to do that. I couldn't help it.
You got a
Forgive
phone
me.
call, too.
Let's take this phone call right here from this legend. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Coach Hale, I don't mean to burn up all my uses in 1 week, but I just need to go over that 2001 Miami team with y'all real quick, since y'all didn't even name one of their Hall of Famers.
They had about 17.
You know who was patrolling the safety for Miami that year?
Chad Mitchell.
No.
Who was it? Who was it?
Ed Reed. Ed Reed would cover any of those guys that you bring up.
Didn't they also have
Hall of Famers?
No, Terrell Davis was before them, I think.
No, well, you had Andre Johnson, a wide receiver. He's a Hall of Famer. Frank Gore has about 20,000 yards in the NFL at running back. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. You had DJ Williams and Jonathan Vilma at linebacker. Both of them were about 10 years in the league. That 01 team, if you played any of those,
he does it to me too.
I warned you. I warned you.
And, well, the only problem with that team is that Butch Jones left. Larry Coker was the head coach of that team. That was the only problem with that team. But if Butch Jones...
Pull up that schedule. Pull up that schedule and read it out.
Pull up the Hall of Famers and what they did in the NFL. That's
true.
what I want to see.
That's true.
Because
you're right.
That's real. That's the real schedule, right, Coach? The NFL counts as a real schedule?
Yeah. Whatever. The Big Easy.
Hey, all I got to say is those players, they played for Miami, and all of those guys did work in the NFL.
Yeah,
they were great. They
had 26 guys get drafted off that team?
Yeah,
Jeremy Shockey played in the league for a long time, too. You got weapons everywhere. You got first-rounders on both sides of the line. Vince Wilfork was on that
I
team.
agree with Chad, though. I agree with Chad.
Sean Taylor had to play on special teams because he couldn't see the field as a redshirt freshman. That's how good that team was.
I agree with Chad. I agree with Chad Mitchell. That team could not have beaten Alabama's 1961 team.
Oh, here we go.
All right. We'll talk to you later. I got another call.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Well, we got to wait for a caller to call.
Oh, I thought you said we had a caller.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, wait. Here he is.
Sorry, Chris. Hey, what about that Wildcat? You got to help me with that thing in Gatlinburg.
Oh, yeah, that
was terrible.
But that's a terrible thing. We don't want to talk about it. Because it's a downer. Here's a caller.
I'd rather talk about that downer thing than this guy. Good morning. Good morning.
Number 1 Bandy going down. Isn't that beautiful?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Isn't that beautiful? And then, hey.
No, it's not beautiful.
Your Bama boys get beat by your alma mater, too, right? Out of the Hattie
I can handle that.
Is that right?
I can handle that, yeah. They also destroyed Miami last night.
Yeah.
Where was Michigan? How did Michigan play? Hey, look on Facebook. I got your shirt on. It's beautiful. I got my Michigan shirt.
I'm banned from Facebook, man, and Twitter still.
It says Michigan 45, Ohio State 32. Isn't that what it says?
Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube and watch it, Eddie.
This is a national championship.
23.
This is a national
45 to 23.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw him meme of Plane, Trains, and Automobiles about John Candy was Michigan 23, and then Steve Martin was Ohio State 1 in a scene. And that wasn't so bad, was it? You got to watch that scene in that movie, but I thought it was pretty funny. But no, Michigan's baseball, they got knocked out in the Big Ten tournament, so that was the only shot to make the College World Series playoffs, so it is what it is. But I think Texas lost last night, too, to
they did.
UTSA, I believe.
Yeah. We can talk about something else.
Yeah.
SEC, 7 teams lost. 7 teams knocked out.
Hey, Dr. Mitchell is a miracle from the Lord, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Wait, it's the first time he said something intelligent.
No, this is why I'm calling.
Hold on.
I tell you, this is for all the callers in the world, man. Dr. Andrews, Dr. Mitchell is the new Dr. Andrews, man. He is the best, man. I mean, I got so many parents and coaches coming up. It's a miracle Eddie's back on the field already. And through God's grace and the Lord, through Dr. Mitchell, thank you, Dr. Mitchell. I wanted to publicly say that to you because he got better every day.
Go Chad. Go Chad. Hey, record this. Record what he just said. That's a great commercial. That's great. Chad, you are amazing.
It's not about money, Coach. Golly, man. You know?
You're talking to Coach Hale.
You're talking to the guy who left his wallet at home.
What is he talking about? He has a wallet? It's not about money. I'm talking about a commercial. This ain't about money. What is he talking about? That's a great commercial.
So anyway, when we were over at Fort Walton, lovely Fort Walton, Danny Warfel spoke to the kids on Friday.
All right, yes.
Woo! And then E.G. Green spoke, I think, yesterday, but I was tagging up the hotel and stuff, so I didn't see what he had to say. But anyway, it was pretty good, man. Pretty good. So anyway, I guess E.G. Green coaches out at Destin now. He's a Destin High School football coach.
Yes, he's at Destin High School.
Yep.
He's actually doing a real good job.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's a new school, like 4 or 5 years old. If that, I think.
I think this year will be their either 3rd or 4th year.
Coach, would you stop it?
Hey, he came over 2 years ago.
We had a pretty good show going.
They beat North Bayhaven at North Bayhaven.
You got any information, anything good you want to bring to the show besides?
Well, Michigan's not playing baseball. Basically, it's done. Their football is looking great. Their recruiting's doing good. Buckeye boys are still complaining and sulking and all that. And that's about it. And I think on the ESPN 26 cover of the football game, Michigan just whipped both players that were on there last year. Just saying. Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, listen, I can't believe it's already over. We're done for today. Call back us tomorrow. I want to talk about your son, how he did, how he performed.
All right.
Call us tomorrow.
Call me on my cell, too.
No, my phone's not working. Call tomorrow on the show. Phone's broke. The number's been changed. We're out, 104.3. Is that it? We're out.
We've got about 20 seconds.
Chad, that's the best way to get up with you.
Call Orthopedic Associates, 850-785-4344.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Celebrating 2 years of broadcasting history.
I told you this would work.
It's the Best of Bay awarded Inside Drive on 104.3 ESPN.